Humongous.
Humongous what?
Humongous.
Humongous what?
Humongous.
Humongous what?
That's what it is.
Humongous what?
So, once again, I have to add some context in this video for those of you who may not know about Zarna Joshi. In the description, I'm going to link the humongous video so you guys can watch for yourselves, but most of you guys more than likely already know about this whole Zarna Joshi thing about humongous and all that shit. So today I'm going to make a response video to her internalized oppression video, which mostly covers the humongous video in question. Now, this video was sent to me on Facebook by a fan, and originally I was going to cover all 4 of her videos because the video in question I'm covering is only part 2, whereas there's 4 other parts. But I decided I'm only doing this one because after viewing this, I died a little inside. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not fucking lying. I'm not exaggerating. This video is so bad. It makes me so mad, and you know what, let's just jump into it.
In a patriarchal society, women are supposed to quietly submit to oppression. That's their role. We're supposed to accept crass jokes, innuendos, lewd gestures, physical intimidation, sexual assault, rape, and murder. Everyone knows that.
Okay, you know about half of what you said there. Those things are illegal, right? Like our society in America doesn't accept that shit, right? Because we have laws against that. The other things you said, like crude jokes or innuendos, that's something all of us go through, honestly. You know, some of us have different reactions to those. Some of us don't really care. Some of us think, oh, well, you know, it's just a trivial little thing. And others like you blow it out of proportion. Also, men have to deal with that too, you know, with the raping and the murdering. Women don't just suffer from that, men do too, but, you know, whatever, I guess.
What a lot of people don't know is that some women who've been forced to fill this role their whole lives can feel outraged when another woman refuses to play the part. It's called internalized oppression.
I feel like you made that up. You made that up, didn't you? Come on, Zarna, you can tell me if you want. I can keep a secret. Maybe those women just don't agree with your rhetoric, because, you know, you're not 100% right, but of course not, no. They're just internally oppressed. That's why they disagreed with you. They just don't know what they're talking about.
I've dealt with all the insults without making scenes.
She's so entitled. She expects to be safe all the time.
When I refuse to be silent, and I raise my voice, and I demand safety, it makes some women angry and afraid.
Probably because they were just minding their own business, just standing there, attending a conference, or for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden there's this crazy Indian lady yelling and making a big scene in public. So yeah, that would make anyone uncomfortable and pissed. Because now there's just this random yelling, random drama going on, and you just want to get through your day.
A woman who dares to speak out in this culture of silence is a shock.
Women like you make us all look bad. You're making women unsafe.
Women have spent their whole lives worrying about what men think.
But men have to deal with that too. With women and with other men. I mean, that's just something we all go through because, well, it's honestly a natural thing. You care about what you look like. You care what they think about you. Even if you're not attracted to them, people still want to make good impressions out in public. Like, they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to look good, or just look cool. It's just a thing we all go through. So some people don't give a fuck, but a lot do. But honestly, who cares? And once again, this is something that not just women go through. Zarna, okay?
They're so used to being afraid.
What happened to you wasn't even that bad. How dare you trivialize sexual harassment like this?
It's called internalized oppression.
No, I think it's called, what's it called? Being a pussy, yeah. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Instead of protecting each other, the sisterhood is fractured, divided, leaving us isolated and afraid. Queer and transgender people are even more isolated. None of us can be safe in such a culture.
Nor should you, because life itself isn't safe. You can't be guaranteed safety 24/7 and expect everything to go your way. But I guess your parents never taught you that, or you were spoiled as a kid or something. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a white cis male who's part of the problem, right? And I guess the females in my audience, by the way, hello, ladies, they're wrong for agreeing with me too, right? They're just internally oppressed, according to you.
I agree with the men. That wasn't sexual harassment. You overreacted.
Yeah, in a nutshell, this lady makes a good point.
Of course there are men denying that I was sexually harassed. They have to deny it, because otherwise they would have to admit that they've been sexually harassing women their entire lives.
Okay, how do you do that? Go from like point A to like point H like that. Like you just skipped all over the place. I don't know what the fuck just happened. So if I said you're wrong, that means I sexually harassed a woman? What? The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
And there are women who are denying it, because otherwise they would have to admit that they've been sexually harassed. And there are women who won't admit it even to themselves, that they've been sexually harassed, assaulted, even raped.
Alright, so I really hate to pull an Onision or a G-Man here, but I'm going to look up the definition for rape and for sexual harassment. So let's see here, let's look up rape, okay? Unlawful sexual activity and usually sexual intercourse carried out forcibly or under threat of injury against the will, usually of a female or a person who is beneath a certain age or incapable of valid consent. Compare sexual assault, statutory rape. So if this has happened to you, you have been raped, all right? If you fall under this, you've been raped. And if not, you haven't been, all right? You just don't get to decide what rape is or isn't. You know, like, oh, that was rape. This is rape. That's rape. No. I'm sorry, you just don't get to do that, Zarna. You know, I know that's so fucked up for me to say, but guess what? That's just how it is. And now for sexual harassment. Harassment, typically of a woman in a workplace or other professional or social situation involving the making of an unwanted sexual advances or obscene remarks. So like I said, if this has happened to you, you have been sexually harassed. But Zarna hasn't been. Now, you could make the argument that him saying humongous is an obscene remark, but it wasn't. All it was just a lame joke that he said to her, and even in the video you can see him gesturing to try and make her laugh. Like he wants to make her laugh at a shitty joke. And she flips the fuck out on him, inciting that it was sexual harassment that he made a stupid joke like that. So yes, you have blown this whole thing out of proportion, Zarna. I'm sorry to tell you, but you've blown this whole thing out of proportion.
The trauma goes that deep. It's called internalized oppression.
I'm sorry, but no matter how many times you say that, it is not going to catch on. It just isn't. Because it's just a little horseshit that you made up to further carry your absurd rhetoric. So keep calling it that if you want, but I have a feeling that no one else is going to be using that term besides you and your retarded ilk.
Why didn't you just let it go? You were so hostile to him. Why did you escalate the situation?
In a patriarchal society, women are always considered to be the problem. So even when she defends herself, she's seen as the aggressor. The man who sexually harassed me, he was hostile. Sexual harassment is hostile.
Proof by him standing there looking at the camera and being confused and not being violent in any way, shape, or form. But because you say he was, then he was, clearly. Sorry, Zarna, I forgot you're just automatically right. Because you have a vagina and because you're ethnic. Sorry, my bad. I forgot that, providing evidence means nothing in this world anymore.
He escalated the situation when he repeated his sexually harassing words. The security guards escalated the situation when they criminalized me. The cops escalated the situation when they attempted to intimidate me. The news station escalated the situation when they posted the video with sexist, dismissive commentary. The cyberstalkers escalated the situation when they sent me violent messages and sexual threats.
Maybe it was because you were yelling and making a scene in a public area and no one wants to deal with that shit. Maybe it's because you're a moron who posts videos like this and make wild claims left and right about how our society is in America. And maybe it's because of you making this about you, saying how you're the victim and how everyone's out to get you. Maybe that's why people don't like your ass. Because of that shit. But of course, you don't think that at all. No. See, it's everyone else's fault. You have to understand.
It's your fault you've been threatened with violence.
The police would have helped you if you'd just been nice to them.
Many cops are ex-military. 8 out of every 10 women in the military experiences rape and/or sexual assault while serving. It's officially called unwanted sexual contact to protect the men who perpetrate these crimes. And those same men go into our police forces. That's why Blue Lives Matter have been posting hate videos about me, ensuring that rapists and stalkers target me. The cops are the very perpetrators of rape culture. But women have been indoctrinated into thinking that the police are there to protect them.
No. No, I think the reason why they think they're there to protect them is because that's their fucking job to do so. Okay, that's what they get paid to do. And look, listen, I'm not too keen on cops either. I think how we handle when our police officers fuck up needs to change. It does. No suspension with pay or let off with a warning. So at least to that degree, I'll agree with you if you were making that argument, but you're not making that argument. But women do not only receive harassment by police officers, okay? Lots of fucking people do. Everyone does. And it's not by every fucking police officer, okay? Just the ones who are fucking corrupt assholes. So this isn't just a woman issue. Everyone's at risk when it comes to cops, when it comes to crime, when it comes to poverty. All right, everyone is uncomfortable around police officers because of that. Also, once again, it's all about you. Oh, they're targeting me, harassing me, me, all about me.
The truth is, the cops are twice as likely to commit domestic violence against their partners.
Be nice and stay quiet. That's how we women stay safe.
Women are never safe in a rape culture.
Neither are men, or children, or animals. Especially if we're in a rape culture society, you stupid fuck. I'm sorry for sounding so fucking aggressive in this, but for fuck's sake, this video is fucking garbage from beginning to end, I swear.
Particularly when we reward our sexual harassers by being nice to them. But victim blaming is a key component of internalized oppression. It's because people blame themselves when they're abused. They feel ashamed. So when they see others being abused, they blame those others too. They ask, what were you wearing? What were you doing? What were you saying? Instead of asking, who was he? How did he get away with it? How do we stop him?
Yeah, because, fuck people who are skeptical about shit. We should just all believe when a person says they were raped, right? Instead of investigating, finding proof, we should just be instantly biased and throw that whole innocent until proven guilty shit out the door and ask, well, who was he? Assuming it was a man that did it and not a woman or a trans person, right? To just side with this person because they're a woman, and women are just right no matter what because they're oppressed. You're unfucking believable, Zarna. You truly are. Like I'm impressed that you're that fucking ridiculous and that fucking condescending. I think you deserve a trophy or a medal or something, seriously. Like, someone give her a fucking trophy or a medal.
You were wearing ethnic clothes, dear. You were asking for attention.
Women of color suffer the most from rape and sexual assault. Men target us because they know we have no power. They know the system won't protect us. That's called white supremacy.
So if a black guy targeted you, that's white supremacy, huh? Because I really doubt that that's white supremacy.
That's called white patriarchy. But the white women tell us that the way to deal with it isn't to stop men from targeting us. It's to hide our own bodies and our identities while trying to be white. That's even more white supremacy.
So now it's about race. Somehow I knew you were going to go there. So now we get to play the whole, well, because I'm ethnic and they say I'm wrong, that means everyone's a racist. It's just funny to me because no matter what, you have to paint this up to where you're the victim. Like, it's funny when I keep hearing from these people, oh, women are so strong, women are great, and yet the people sitting there advocating that stuff trump up their victim cards and saying, oh, woe is me, feel bad for me. Like, no matter what, you just get to sit there and say, see, I'm right because of this, or I'm right because of that. I'm a victim because of this. I'm a victim because of that. You're a racist because of this. You're a racist because of that. Just as so long as you think you won or you're in the right. That's all that matters. That's all that matters here in this situation, is that you're right and everyone else is wrong.
Just shut up, okay? You're acting like a crazy woman when all he did was tell a joke.
The word crazy is used to marginalize anyone the patriarchal power structure wants to shut up. Not only are women and people of color marginalized this way, but people with mental disabilities too. It's called ableism.
Okay, I guess I'm doing this again. The definition of crazy, mentally deranged, especially as manifested in a wild or aggressive way. Stella went crazy and assaulted a visitor. So I guess that means that you are being aggressive, and you were in the video, so yeah, I guess you are crazy, aren't you? You crazy, crazy person, you. So I guess Zarna just gets to rewrite what words mean, the definitions, how we use them, so I guess I'll do it too, why not? I could be able to do it. So the definition of cucumber, I'm just going to change to meaning a person who is acting in a duplicitous and condescending manner. So yeah, Zarna, you're a cucumber. Just thought I'd let you know.
And by the way, crazy isn't a mental condition. It doesn't actually mean anything, except that someone is trying to silence you.
Yeah, thanks for, pulling that out of your ass. There are mental disorders that fall under being crazy. As an example, erotomania. Yeah, I can't even pronounce that. Erotomania, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Paranoid crush. Among all crazy mental disorders, this one makes its victim believe that someone is in love with him or her. This condition is usually seen in people who suffer from other mental conditions like bipolar mania, schizophrenia, psychosis, and delusional disorder. So, sorry Zarna, but big surprise, you're fucking wrong.
It's a type of tone policing, and tone policing is what happens when those in power can't argue with what you say, so they argue with how you say it. It's a tactic used primarily with women and people of color. You're so angry, you're so crazy, you're hysterical, you're irrational, you're raising your voice.
Oh yeah, because that's not a tactic SJWs and feminists, by the way, Zarna's an SJW and a feminist, use all the fucking time. Oh, you're racist because you said the word nigger. Oh, I guess I'm racist now because I just said it, huh? Yeah, no, there are never people who play that fucking word game or never stoop to that level, huh? Taking shit out of context and labeling people whatever the fuck you want. No. We're the wrong ones. Got it. I was just double checking there.
That's tone policing.
You need to stop talking.
Women are too emotional to talk rationally about anything.
Savage, animal, boy, ape. That's how the white supremacist patriarchy has referred to men of color for hundreds of years. They were kept as slaves, as objects, as entertainment. Men of color were never allowed to be men. This historical emasculation has led to some men of color affirming their manhood by abusing women.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's their attempt to have power like the white man.
Are you fucking serious?
But the white supremacist patriarchy will never let them into that boys' club.
This is a fucking joke! Are you that fucking dense and that fucking stupid to say that out loud? Like, what delusion? What world do you live in? Like, is this constantly what you see every day?
That's why black men get shot in the streets. That's why brown men get profiled as drug dealers and terrorists. As far as the white supremacist patriarchy is concerned, people of color are animals to be used up and thrown away. Men of color are kept down with prisons, detention facilities, deportations, wars, and death. So when men of color go after me, sexually harass me, stalk me, they're aiding and abetting the white supremacist empire, and they don't even know it.
Yeah, they don't even know it, because Zarna said it, guys, because it's all about her, this self-centered piece of shit who just knows what's going on in the world. She has the true answers. Yes, she's not internally oppressed like all of you other women and men out there, because she is the harbinger of truth. You know what, Zarna? Do me a favor. Pack your fucking bags and take a trip to Saudi Arabia for a week. Please do. Please. Say this shit over there and see what happens to you. Go. I'm waiting. Go do it, please. A society that stones women, has them hide their physical features and need men to escort them everywhere like they were a fucking animal. Go over there, okay? To a place that desperately needs some of these feminist ideas. And apply this bullshit to that country that actually does some of the stuff that you're saying in this video. Because I guarantee you wouldn't be coming back from there. And that's not a threat. That's just a fucking reality of what would happen. But for someone like you, it's easy to sit there and say why this society does this shit and why this society is wrong. I think the fact that you can openly say this and are not fucking dead right now or thrown in a fucking prison means that what you're saying is complete bullshit. I mean, I don't even need to say it because it speaks for itself in this video. It really does.
The man who sexually harassed me at City Hall was a man of color. The security guards who criminalized me were men of color. Many of the people attacking me online are men of color.
But it's because of white supremacy. That's why these men of color attack you. It isn't because they think you're fucking wrong. No. You're right. No, you're just right. They just don't know it. That's the entire video in a nutshell. Zarna's just right, and everyone can't see it. She's right, and we just don't know it because we're idiots.
It's called internalized oppression. My brothers and sisters and queer and trans siblings, let us come together to heal, to grieve, to build transformative justice. If we don't help each other now, the white supremacist patriarchy will continue to keep us down. So let us come together to stand against oppression. Let us come together to end rape culture.
You want my name?
Yeah, sure.
It's humongous.
Holy fuck. Okay. So, yeah. So you see why I don't want to respond anymore to her videos? Because, I think Zarna is the best example of why I talk about this shit on my channel, and why others do as well, honestly. This vile and ridiculous level of thinking, it's a plague amongst the internet. These overprivileged pieces of fucking trash who spew nothing but hate, nothing but illogical arguments, nothing but labeling, nothing but bullshit constantly. The man before you made a stupid joke. That's it. But you had to turn it into a huge ordeal because you want to be the center of attention and to tell others why you're right and why literally everyone else is wrong for various reasons that just trump up your ideas. So no matter the outcome, you can spout how you were right and how you were the victim and how society needs to change, how people need to change. Everyone but you. There isn't anything wrong with you, just the people around you. You don't need to change. You don't need to accept anything. You are the one who's right. Well, I don't subscribe to that rhetoric. In fact, I despise that. I have a disdain for that fucking shit because it's childish. It's ridiculous. If you don't understand why that is, why it is ridiculous, just take a look. This all started because one guy casually said,
Humongous.
Humongous what?
So, I'm sorry that I find your arguments and video completely fucking worthless. So, until next time, my little disciples, it's Plague out.